These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. Here they are, the Eggheads. Are you on song today?
Yes, yeah. All in
Excellent.
harmony.
Well, our challengers definitely are. Challenging this team over here are Tuneless Tuesdays from the West Midlands. Now, they're all members of the Sutton Coldfield Tuneless Choir, whose motto is "Sing like no one is listening." So let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm a quality manager at Estill Stockholders.
Hi, I'm Melanie, and I'm a drama teacher.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm a technical manager.
Hi, I'm Corinne and I'm a civil servant.
Hi, I'm Susan and I'm a retired local government officer.
So Lisa and team, hello.
Hello.
Great to see you. Lisa, tell us about the Tuneless Choir.
Tuneless Choir is for people who love to sing but can't because they feel they lack practice, experience or the courage to do so. And we sing every Tuesday in a very safe environment and it is the most wonderfully uplifting experience that we all know. Yeah?
Oh, brilliant. And I'm in exactly that category. I wish I had the perfect voice. I'm some way short. Any other Eggheads feel they would join this if they were in the Sutton Coldfield area?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there something you could sing for us?
Yes. One of our recent favourites that's hit the top of our playlist every week. So, yes, we'll be happy to sing that for you. We are sailing, we are sailing, home again, cross the sea. We are sailing, stormy waters, to be near you, to be free.
That's great. I love that. That sounded good to me. That sounded perfect. Would you perform that in public?
Yes,
Good. I suppose you just did.
we do. Our
Is it-
biggest audience yet, I think.
Yeah, well, it's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Is there any quizzing that's part of all this?
Once we knew we were coming on the show, we got together and went to a local quiz, and we actually won it. So we're feeling positive for today.
Oh, well, that does sound very encouraging. Good luck, Tuneless Tuesdays. I hope you win. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to our next show. So, team, the Eggheads have actually done rather well recently, and they've won the last 6 games. So, £7,000 will be yours if you win.
Wow.
Do you want to try?
Yes, please.
Great stuff. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of music. So one of you needs to go in against Beth, Chris, Pat, Barry or Dave.
Do you want me to take it?
Yeah, I think you should take that.
Shall I go with?
Which egg?
I think I'll take on Barry.
Very good. So, Melanie, music is, I guess, the perfect, obvious round for you guys to do. Melanie from Tuneless Tuesdays is taking on Barry from the Eggheads, and he's musical in your heart of hearts, aren't you? Even if it doesn't always come out right.
Totally.
Yeah. To ensure there's no conferring, would you please both take your positions in our famous question room? Melanie, as you're the choir leader, this is perfect, isn't it?
Hope so, but you never know.
And you sang Rod Stewart Sailing there, but do you do more oldie-worldy stuff? Do you do Mozart? Do you do pop? What do you do?
We do a whole range of different songs. We take requests and we do what the audience want, basically. So a whole range to suit everyone's tastes and ages and everything.
And given the fact that you don't have to be tuneful all the time, do you ever tell anybody off for singing the wrong note?
Absolutely not, no.
Kind of relieved to hear that.
Yeah.
Barry, I think we need to book ourselves a place in this choir, don't you?
I think I'd fit in right well in this choir.
I would. I've got 3 really good notes, but only 3. That's the trouble. OK, music is your subject here, Melanie. And would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
In which decade was the first Brit Awards ceremony held? 1930s, 1950s or 1970s?
I don't think it would be as early as 1930. And I don't think it would be the 1950s, so I'm going to go 1970s.
1970s is correct. Barry, All That She Wants was a UK hit single in 1993 for which Swedish group? Ace of Base, Roxette or ABBA?
All that she wants is another baby. That was Ace of Base.
You're definitely in the choir. Ace of Base is quite right. OK, your question, Melanie. Who left the boy band Westlife in 2004? Brian McFadden, Keith Duffy, or Ronan Keating?
It was someone that I met at the golf course a couple of weeks ago, which was Brian McFadden.
You met Brian McFadden on the golf course?
I did. I'm not a golfer myself, but I went to a charity golf day and he happened to be there. So he was very nice and came over and shook our hands. And we had photos and it was good.
Great. And happily, Brian McFadden is the right answer.
Thank you.
Barry, Simply Because You're Near Me is the second line of which famous song? Mad About the Boy, I'm in the Mood for Love, or Mac the Knife?
Well, I've sung once and I won't subject our audience to another time, but I'm in the mood for love simply because you're near me. So it's I'm in the mood for love.
I'm in the mood for love simply because you're near me. Quite right. Well done. Back to you, Melanie. The song Dancing on My Own provided which singer with a UK hit single in 2016? Callum Scott, Justin Bieber, or Drake?
I think I'm getting this mixed up with another one. I don't think it would be Drake, and I don't think it's Callum Scott. I'm going to go with Justin Bieber.
The answer is Callum Scott. So, Barry, you have a chance to take the round. How would one normally play the musical instrument called the celesta? Would you blow into it, shake it, or press its keys?
I think the celesta was first used by Tchaikovsky for the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. And if I recall, it's a keyboard instrument, so you'd press its keys.
Press its keys is quite right. 3 out of 3 for Barry. Sorry, Melanie.
Oh, no.
Just took you on the curve there. So you're beaten by our egghead and knocked out. Please return to us. We'll play round 2. Well, Barry, we had a little bit of Celesta and Tchaikovsky, and you were pretty much right. It was actually a year earlier that he used it first, in 1891, in something called Voyevoda. Anyone know that?
No.
It's almost like a musical poem that he did. But then the following year, absolutely Nutcracker, Sugar Plum Fairy, bang on, Barry. Well done. As it stands, Tuneless Tuesdays have lost a brain. Sorry, Melanie, from the final round. That can happen. The Eggheads are all still sitting there, and you need to get in amongst them now. So the next subject is film and TV, which Tuneless Tuesday were like this.
Yes, I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go.
OK, Susan, our retired local government officer, against which Egghead, Susan?
Beth?
I'm not sure if Chris has got a TV. Let's see if Chris hasn't got a TV.
Should we go for Chris?
Chris hasn't got a TV. I didn't hear that. Have you got a TV?
He doesn't.
I've got a TV, yeah.
Well,
I watch it.
That's good. If he's taking umbrage, that's helpful.
Yeah, we'll have Chris then.
Yeah, because the more you annoy him, the better. Susan from Tuneless Tuesdays, taking on Chris, who has confirmed that he has got a TV. To ensure there's no conferring, would you please take your positions in the question room? OK, film and TV. Susan, would you like to go first or second against Chris?
First, please.
And here we go with your first. Which TV drama series, which originally ran between 1966 and 1969, was created by Gene Roddenberry? Susan, is this Star Trek, The A-Team, or The Dukes of Hazzard?
I know the name. I'm trying to remember it coming up on credits. And I think the answer's Star Trek.
Yeah, that's the only one that fits with the dates, I think, isn't
Yeah.
it? Star Trek is quite right. And Egghead, did it then run... Were there new editions of Star Trek after that or not? Or was it just 4 years of programmes and that was it?
The original series was relatively brief, and then they came back and they had Star Trek Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager.
Right. Chris, your question. In 2009, Tamika Empson first appeared as Kim Fox in which TV soap? Coronation Street, EastEnders, or Emmerdale?
Not Corrie. I've lost track of Emmerdale completely. I've never watched EastEnders in my life. So, since I've never heard of the character, I'll go with EastEnders.
Good logic, Chris. You're right. EastEnders it is. That's annoying, Susan, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Here's your question. In which of the Monty Python films does a Frenchman say, "Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries"? Is it the Holy Grail, Life of Brian, or The Meaning of Life?
Don't think it was Life of Brian. I don't think there are any Frenchmen in that one. Meaning of Life, the Holy Grail. I'm going to go with the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail is quite right. Yeah, was Chris, they had a castle under siege or something?
Yeah. Hello, who is it? It is I, Arthur, King of the Britons. Whose castle is this? It's a castle of my master, Louis de la Wumba. Well, go and tell your master if he'll give us food and shelter for the night, he can join us in our quest for the Holy Grail. Well, I'll ask him, but I don't think I'm very keen. He's already got one, you see. He says they've got one.
Brilliant.
I'm not going to do the whole thing.
I forgot you knew every line of Monty Python. Fantastic. OK, Chris, your question. What is the name of Jill St. John's character in the 1971 Bond film Diamonds Are Forever? Chris, was it Plenty O'Toole, Pussy Galore or Tiffany Case?
Oh, well, Pussy Galore's in Goldfinger. Plenty O'Toole and Tiffany Case are both in Diamonds Are Forever, but I think Jill St. John was Tiffany Case.
Jill St. John was Tiffany Case, you're right. OK, Susan, your third question. What is the occupation of Ryan Gosling's character in the 2016 musical La La Land? Jazz pianist, TV reporter, or fitness coach?
I've seen the film, so I should know. Jazz pianist.
Jazz pianist is the right answer. Glad you got that right. 3 out of 3 for you, well done. We go to Chris. To stay in, Chris, which composer won BAFTA awards for his soundtracks to Once Upon a Time in America, The Mission, and The Untouchables? Jerry Goldsmith, Ennio Morricone, or John Williams?
Once Upon a Time in America, that was Ennio Morricone.
Ennio Morricone is quite right, so you've got 3 each. Scores are level, and we go to sudden death, Susan. It gets a bit harder. I don't give you different options, OK?
OK.
Here we go. Who plays the deceased title character in the 2016 film Swiss Army Man?
Can't say that I remember the film or know the film. No, sorry. Sorry, I just can't think of anything at all. Ben Affleck.
Do you know you're going to kick yourself here? It is Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, God.
Now, you've got a brilliant connection, which you must say now, with Harry Potter.
Yeah, my sons, James and Oliver, played the Weasley twins in the Harry Potter films. So, yes, what a one to get wrong.
I thought I would leave that piece of information just to not hex us if Harry Potter came up in this round.
Oh, dear.
Did they enjoy it?
Yes, they did.
Do they still love the fact that they've done it and all that?
Yes, and they're still working in the industry, so that's really good.
Must have been great for you, isn't it?
It was.
An insight into some of the greatest films ever made.
I know. Didn't realise it at the time,
No.
but yes, fantastic.
All right, well, I'm sorry we've hit this question. That's very annoying, isn't it?
It is.
Daniel Radcliffe is the answer.
Oh.
OK, Chris. You can actually take the round with this. If you build it, he will come, is a famous line from which 1989 baseball film starring Kevin Costner?
Isn't it, if you build it, they will come? It's Field of Dreams.
It's the correct quote. You got the answer right, but it's not they, it's he.
Is it?
Yeah, if you build it, he will come. Field of Dreams is correct. I'm sorry, Susan, he's knocked you out, and particularly with your family film pedigree, that's very annoying.
It is.
You've been beaten by our egghead, Chris, who's at least insisted he does have a television and quoted Monty Python, so we got some value out of him today. As a result, you will not be able to help your team in the final round. Susan and Chris, please return to us, and we'll see what happens next. OK, so a little bit difficult here for Tuneless Tuesdays. You've lost 2 brains from the final round. Don't worry, many have gone this way and 1 from this position, no question. The eggheads are all still there, and the next subject for you is science. Is science good for you?
Yeah.
We think so, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's me.
OK, it's going to be Corinne. Against which egghead, Corinne?
I think I'll take Beth, please.
Brilliant. So it's going to be Corinne from Tuneless Tuesdays versus our own scientist, Beth from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions. So science, Corinne, against Beth. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
And here is your first question. Onions largely make us cry because amino acids combine with which element they absorb from the soil? Plutonium, arsenic, or sulfur? Let me read it again. Onions largely make us cry because amino acids combine with which element they absorb from the soil?
Well, I wouldn't think it would have much plutonium in the soil. And arsenic is poisonous, so again, I don't think that would be in the soil. So I think I'll go with sulfur.
Sulfur is correct. Well done. Beth, your question. What is the common name for the flowering plant Hypericum perforatum, which is believed to help with depression? Is it anemone, edelweiss, or St. John's wort?
It's St John's Wort, Jeremy.
St John's Wort is quite right. Back to you, Corin. Which cat-like forest dweller is the largest carnivorous mammal native to Madagascar? Is it fossa, thylacine, or lynx?
Well, the lynx is definitely cat-like. I haven't really heard of the other two. See, Madagascar has its own animals, so I think I'll take a guess at thylacine.
Let's see if the eggheads know eggheads.
It's the fossa.
The fossa's the answer, Corin. Beth has a chance to take the lead. In the human body, the thyroid gland secretes hormones that are primarily responsible for the regulation of what? Is it blood pressure, metabolism, or hemoglobin production?
Yes, it's not blood pressure. It's not hemoglobin production. Your thyroid is responsible for your metabolism.
Metabolism is quite right, Beth. Well done. OK, Corin, you need to get this one right to stay in.
Yeah.
Which mathematician and philosopher invented an arithmetic machine, an early calculator, around 1642? Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, Blaise Pascal, or René Descartes?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't think it's Descartes. Pascal did a lot on arithmetic, and he had a triangle that had a lot to do with arithmetic. I think I'm going to have a go for Blaise Pascal.
Blaise Pascal is the right answer. Well done. Beth, get this right, you're in the final. An electromyogram is a visual recording of the activity of which of the following? Muscles, fungi, or light rays?
Or anything with myo as a suffix is to do with your muscles.
3 out of 3, Beth. Well done. Muscles is the right answer. Sorry, Corin, that one wrong answer's had you knocked out.
Yeah,
Bad luck to you. Knocked out by a fossa. Come back to us. One more round to play. OK, the Tuners Tuesdays have lost 3 brains from the final round. We may have to deploy the singing again. that could be the next step. One more round before the final, and it's history. So it's going to be either Chris or the team captain.
That'll be me, Jeremy.
OK, Chris, our technical manager, against which egghead? Dave or Pat in the middle?
I think we'll take Dave on.
Very good. So Chris from the Tuners Tuesdays versus Tremendous Knowledge Dave from the Eggheads on history. For the last time, please go to our question room. So, Chris, first or second on history?
I'll go first again, please.
And here we go with your first question. Good luck. What letter and number were used to name the Doodlebug flying bombs of World War II? V1, F-15 or B-52?
Well, the B-52 is a bomber, and the F-15 is an American fighter, I believe, so the Doodlebug was actually the V1.
It was. V1 is right. Chris, anything you could tell us about the Doodlebug?
Well, yeah, it was basically the first cruise missile, very crude affair with a ramjet engine, because V stood for Vergeltungswaffen, or revenge weapon, #1. And by souping up a Spitfire or a Hawker Tempest, you could catch up with them, just get your wingtip under it and tip it over, and of course that threw all the gyroscopes off and down it went.
That's interesting. Well, you could fly alongside it and just give it a nudge.
Yeah.
And it was called Doodlebug because it made a funny noise?
Yeah. Imagine a moped, basically. And while you could hear the engine going, you know it wasn't going to come down on you. But as soon as you heard it cut out, hit the deck.
OK, Dave, your question. Which name was given to the planks of wood laid down on trench floors in World War I to stop the soldiers sinking into the mud? Were these duck boards, goose boards, or pigeon boards?
Not heard of this at all. Also, I'm having a major brain freeze, but I'm going to go duck boards, please.
Duck boards is correct. Chris, King James IV of Scotland was killed at which battle in 1513? Flodden, Bannockburn, or Culloden?
I think Culloden, was Bonnie Prince Charlie. And Bannockburn is the one that's sticking out, so I'm going to go for Bannockburn.
OK, famous Scottish battles, aren't they? Dave, do you know?
Flodden.
Flodden is the answer, Chris. So Dave has a chance to take the lead with his second question. The First Indochina War from 1946 to 1954 eventually saw the defeat of which country's occupying forces from that region? Spain, Portugal, or France?
The country that I most associate with that area is France. That's my answer, France.
France is right. You're in the lead. OK, Chris, you need this one to stay in. What was Julius Caesar's actual first name? Julius Caesar's actual first name. Lucius, Gaius, or Tiberius?
Again, I'm not too sure on that. Julius Caesar. I think I'm going to go down the middle and I'm going to go Gaius.
Gaius is right. Well done. And Dave, you can take the round with this. Which of these cities suffered a great fire in 1824? Belfast, Cardiff, or Edinburgh?
Oh. I've not heard of this at all. I should have done. So more than likely it'd have to redevelop, be built again. Tough one. I've not heard of this in anything at all. Again, not really with any basis, but I'll go Belfast. I've not heard of this at all.
Any eggheads know? Is it Belfast?
I think it might be Cardiff.
Cardiff, says Barry. Anybody best? No, Chris? Edinburgh is the answer.
Oh,
I've never heard of that.
Level after 3 questions. A bit of a let-off there, Chris. So you need to press the opportunity here. I don't give you multiple choice options. It gets a bit harder. Chris, in 1959, history was made when the British Prime Minister at the time, Harold Macmillan, made a joint television broadcast with which US president?
59. Yes. I'm just trying to work out my president's.
We'll need a first name and a last name.
Truman, I'm going to go for. Is it Harold Truman?
So Kennedy came in 60, so it's the president before Kennedy, which is Dwight Eisenhower.
Okay.
Or Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Yeah, should have got that one.
Okay, Dave, your question for the round. Which prime minister resigned due to ill health in 1957?
1957?
Yes.
Right. Can you just repeat the question, please?
Which British prime minister resigned due to ill health in 1957?
Right. I think that was after the Suez Crisis. So, just thinking carefully through it, I'm going to go Anthony Eden.
Anthony Eden is your answer for the round. It's correct. Well done, Dave. You're in the final. Chris, sorry, beaten by our eggheads and knocked out. Come back to us. We will play that final round for £7,000. Okay, this is what we've been playing towards. It is time for our final round. And as always, it's general knowledge. But those of you who lost your head-to-heads can't take part in this round. So it's all from this side, I'm afraid. It's Melanie and Chris. Corinne and Susan from Tuneless Tuesdays, would you please now leave the studio? Lisa, you are playing to win Tuneless Tuesdays £7,000. Dave, Barry, Pat, Chris and Beth, you're playing for something that money can't buy, the Eggheads reputation. And to keep this run of yours going, it's looking impressive now. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. You may confer. Sorry, that doesn't help you, Lisa, as the sole player. But the question for us all is, can you, with your one brain, defeat these 5? And would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
OK, here we go. First general knowledge question for you, Lisa. Good luck. What is the approximate distance as the crow flies between New York and Los Angeles? 1,450 miles, 2,450 miles, or 4,450 miles?
I think 1,450 miles is not enough to span America. I'm going to go for 2,450.
I'm glad you did. It is 2,450. Well done. Eggheads, who was named Time Magazine's official Person of the Year in 2016? Is it Barack Obama, Donald Trump, or Vladimir Putin?
That's
Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It's based on the impact that somebody has, and it's
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
We think that's Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is the right answer. Back to you, Lisa. On a standard London Monopoly board, what colour is Oxford Street? Is it red, yellow, or green?
I haven't played it for many years. I think it's green.
Green is the right answer. Well done. Eggheads, which cricketer's 1976 autobiography was called Ball of Fire? Tony Greig, Fred Truman, or Len Hutton?
Right. If it's 1976, Tony Greig is the person around at that time. Now,
Ball of Fire suggests a bowler.
It could be Fred Truman,
Well, Len Hutton is known as a batsman.
So Fred
Oh,
Truman.
Fred Truman was known as Fiery Fred.
Fiery Fred.
Ball of
So
Fire.
yeah, I'm moving more towards Fred Truman.
I think it'd be
on
Fred
this,
Truman.
He was quite prominent.
Yeah. So
he was on TV.
I think. Yeah. I think.
Oh,
on balance.
that would work with the
Makes
nickname.
sense.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
On balance, Fred Truman.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know this, but we're going to try Fred Truman.
Fred Truman is the right answer.
Well done.
So 2 each. You're playing well, Lisa. Get this one right, and that may be all the work you need to do today. In Greek mythology, which hero died after he was thrown from a cliff on the island of Skyros? Was it Heracles, Theseus, or Perseus?
I have to be honest and say I haven't got a clue. Greek mythology is not my thing. I'm going to take a guess, and that guess is Perseus.
Perseus is your answer. Let's see, Eggheads.
I think it was Theseus.
Theseus is correct. You can rarely catch Barry out on his mythology because he was there.
Not quite.
Saw it. Okay, Eggheads, you have a chance now to take the contest. This is your third question. Final round, £7,000 we're playing for here. Here it is. Which man who died in October 1995 is widely believed to have been the so-called fifth man in the Cambridge 5 spy ring? John Cairncross, George Blake, or Anthony Blunt?
John Cairncross.
Is it?
It's Cairncross, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Blunt was the fourth man.
And the famous
Yeah.
Philby, McLean, and Burgess. They're the first three.
Blunt, I
Blunt
think,
is
was
number
the fourth.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Fine.
We think that's John Cairncross.
Right, well, they're all spies, aren't they, I think? And Blunt was in that ring. I thought you might go Blunt. Did you say Philby, McLean,
And Burgess,
Burgess were the three who were caught
really
at
prominent.
the time? Then Blunt came out later, and then the fifth man, you're quite right, was John Cairncross. And we say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Oh, Lisa, sorry. The Eggheads doing what they do.
I did feel the pressure, and 1 against 5, you know.
You did very well. Commiserations, Tuneless Tuesdays. It was great hearing you sing.
Thank you.
The Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them, and their winning streak continues. I can tell you, you're definitely better singers than the Eggheads, that's for sure.
Hey.
It does mean, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It does mean you won't be going home with the £7,000, so the money rolls over to our next show. Congratulations, Eggs. Who will ever beat you? Maybe they are now unbeatable. Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers can do it. There'll be £8,000 here waiting for them. Until then, goodbye.